Welcome to the Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Monday, October 24th, 2016. In our Tech News Update today, we have Facebook that will actually allow a little more nudity and violence as long as it's newsworthy. Now, this comes because Facebook has been under criticism in the past few months for removing pictures or videos of events that were not there to be, you know, pornographic or anything, but that the Facebook algorithm sees as bad, porn stuff and etc. And one of the most recent cases is a picture for breast cancer where we see women that actually have hands on their breasts. And of course, the Facebook algorithm looked at that and said, hey, this is nudity, and removed it from a lot of people's pages where they were actually sharing this. And basically, the the reason behind it was to get some money to help finance cancer research. So Facebook is modifying its algorithm so that these things don't happen. And of course, as long as it's newsworthy, it's going to be interesting to see. And of course, there's always people that actually have little loopholes that go through. So we'll see what happens with that in the future. Dirty Cow is the name of a Linux exploit that actually gives full control to a hacker in a very short amount of time. This flaw has been around Linux since 2007, and the problem is, recently in the past few months, we've seen an increase in hackers taking control of Linux machines with this flaw. So the problem is, many distros of Linux actually fixed the flaw, but not everyone, and if you are running an older Linux distro, it is possible that you are actually still at risk. So make sure that if you're running a Linux distro, you are running one of the latest versions and that it still is updated to fix flaws, because bad guys are now taking control of Linux machines. Interesting little topic here. A British research company has actually created an artificial intelligent judge. So computers, basically, looking at court cases and sharing, of course, its own verdict. And basically what they say is that more than 95% of the time, the computer actually gave the same verdict as humans, and in 5% of the time it gave a different verdict. So that is interesting, because one of the problems in many court cases, and especially with the fact that humans have to decide upon the fate of somebody, is emotional, meaning that because of your emotions, you might actually do something or take a decision based on emotions more than based on facts. So that is an interesting part, because I've always thought, and actually it's something that I did share with some friends when we were talking about computers. I do think that a well done system of computers with artificial intelligence would be much fairer, would give a fair verdict, probably better than a human can. Why? Just because it doesn't have emotional attachments or anything emotional about any cases. It just looks at facts. And that might actually be the future. Who knows? Well, Amnesty International looked at several messaging systems, including video, audio, and text. And they say Skype is the worst in privacy of all the messaging systems around, because of many ways that it actually, first of all, the way you need to actually get your account to have Skype working, and also the way and all the data that Skype is actually collecting and putting on your, actually sending to Microsoft, basically, which is a lot of telemetry. We gotta, of course, think that the telemetry is used in order to make Skype better, but Amnesty International says it's scared of what it sees. Be careful if you are online. A fake Security Essentials, which is the basically antivirus from Microsoft running in Windows 7. It's basically a malware that's going online and tries to pretend to be the Security Essentials. It even actually opens up a panel that looks exactly like Security Essentials. So be very careful if you are online not to fall for this malware. Well, Microsoft apparently, according to Steve Ballmer, offered to buy Facebook for $24 billion in 2007. That is very interesting. These are news items that we actually didn't know about. And we also learned that Google even tried to buy Facebook in the very beginnings in 2004 for its $15 billion value that it had. So it's kind of interesting. And they held on and they said, nope, nope, we're not for sale. And we could see now where Facebook is today. Well, last Friday, if you tried to access many websites, there was a major denial of service attack or a DDoS attack. And basically, that's millions of computers around the world attacking websites. And of course, creating so much traffic that the different servers crash. So basically, one of the major reasons we had that happen last Friday is due to a Chinese manufacturer called Hangzhou Xiaomi. And that manufacturer has a lot and sold millions and millions of DVRs, which are, video recorders for your home, digital video recorders, and also many, many, many web cameras and all sorts of Internet of Things devices. And the problem is, they say that part of the attack was kind of their fault because they have flaws in their devices, including weak passwords on devices when you buy them that people don't change. And those devices actually were used in the attack on Friday, which is kind of interesting and shows you that Internet of Things devices can also be used for major attacks around the world. So, of course, they say that they fixed many of the flaws. They have also changed the way that now devices are actually, accessing the web and giving passwords. But still, they do say that part of the attack was due to their own devices. And of course, last Friday, many websites like PayPal, Netflix, CNN, and other major websites were unavailable for big chunks of the day of Friday because of denial of service attacks that started early in the morning Friday. The denial of service attacks were, of course, first on the east coast of the United States. Then they targeted pretty much all of the United States. So, of course, websites kind of compensated by putting a little more power into their services, which meant that a lot of them came back online, even though they were maybe sometimes a little slow. But at the peak, it seems that there were attacks sending out 665 gigabits per second of data to websites. So just try to imagine this. 665 gigabits per second of data were sent out to websites. No wonder they got pretty much out of control here. We're not really sure who is behind the attack. We know that, of course, DDoS is all sorts of zombie machines and computers out there that have problems, that have security flaws. But this one was kind of interesting on its own, and we're not really sure from where. Of course, many speculations is about Russia, but who knows? And no real group said, well, it's us. So this was the Tech News Update for Monday, October the 24th, 2016. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. If you have any suggestions, of course, it's always nice to have your feedback. Thank you so much for following us.